Okay, hey, hey guys, want to welcome everyone to another edition of Halftime Chat. This actually we're going live tonight with the R&B group Shades, and really
Hey.
excited to have you guys.
Hey,
How have you ladies been?
we're
Good. I
wonderful.
feel like we haven't seen you in forever. Where have
Yes.
you been?
Oh, I think the first time we spoke was really opportunity to to hear your story and the heartaches and things, but now it's really about celebrating the fact that you guys are bucking the trend and saying we are going to put out new music. We're going to celebrate our talents and really give the fans what they want. So really excited to see how you guys are shining.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. We're excited.
What's been the journey like this past 18 months then? I think you know, I know the last time we spoke, there was talk about, we had some stuff that we recorded from the second album. Was it the second album or the third album? I can't remember. That you thought, we may take some of the songs and reuse them. But what's been your journey path this last sort of year and a half or so?
Want to take that one, Monique?
Has it been that
Last,
long?
it's been that long. Yeah, we actually started this project officially in 2019. So it's been a little bit longer, but this last 18 months has been all about just getting new music and tightening up what we have business wise that we needed to tighten up and just getting our show together so that we're ready for anything that comes down the line.
Yeah, was Summer Nights the first one that you came up? No, you
Well, we did This Ain't
was that the
Love
first?
first. Yeah.
This Ain't Love and The Night
Yes.
to Remember. Those were the
Yep.
two. And then
And
Summer
and
Nights
this
and Lena
summer nights was this past year, like
last
August
summer.
last
Yeah.
summer. The
Okay,
end of
last
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 summer.
summer.
Yeah. So we're gonna put that back out. Maybe remix it this summer with a rapper. Maybe some house blend, house music remix,
Yes.
We
and
have
we're
an
gonna keep
Afro. We
keep
already
it.
have an Afro beats version in the oven. It's getting tightened up. So yeah, we have a few different versions
In the
for summer
oven.
nights. Yeah, in the oven. It's working. It's baking.
So 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 all you guys out there, you producers, DJs, if you feel like you can, really get that flavor like that we need for a remix, just reach
Yes.
out to us on our Instagram. You can DM us and send your email, and we'll send you the acapella, and let's see what you
hmm
come up with.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
that'd be
that.
great. We would love that.
What is it like having to handle business yourself, instead of back in the day where you just leave it to a manager and a label and you just
Oh,
make sure your
it's it's
voices are ready for the show?
it's very different. Because back in the day, we didn't have as much input per se because you had a lot of cooks in the pot back in the day, but now it's all us, so we do get to say everything. We do get to make all the decisions. We do get to do a lot. It's a lot of work, you know as opposed to how it was before, because we did have a major label behind us, and we did have a lot of funding behind us, so it's a lot. But at the end of the day, it's our baby, and we feel so proud to say that we did put all the hard work in. You know what I mean? So it's like we did it. We did it. We did it with our hard earned money and our all our effort, and we picked the music. We wrote it. So it's different. It is very different, but it's gratifying at the same time.
So how do you guys divide the sort of the how? I mean, because that's a lot of stuff. Not just recording, writing the songs, recording, then deciding on the video, then the social media, sending. I mean, I mean, just listening to all the work that has to be done. How do you guys split it up, and how do you guys manage?
I mean, we try. We make a plan to split it up, but it's never really evenly going to be split up. So it's just kind of whoever has, at that moment can get it done. we just get it done. So I mean, but we try to give each other, different things to do to make it
Delegate, yeah.
easy, but that's not realistic. It doesn't really work like that. So we try our best to figure it out. I mean, we're all busy, so it's not like one person has like more time on their hands than the other one. But it's just a matter of, if you get that extra 10 minutes and you can answer these emails, then just get it in. If you have,
Mhm.
5 minutes at night before you go to
Wow.
bed and you want to post, so we try our best to keep it up. But it's
Yeah.
definitely difficult and challenging as far as I'm concerned. It's a little draining. But we do know that that's what we have to do. These are new times, and it's all about social media. I mean, I personally hate posting on social media, but I know that that's how we connect with people like you. That's how we connect with people. So, you kind of have to do what you have to do. But I mean, I don't enjoy it at all. It's time consuming. It is. So I can never be an influencer.
Yeah, and it's
I can never
impersonal.
post all day long.
It's
No.
impersonal, you know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
you have your head stuck in your phone, and you don't really get to communicate with people like a one-on-one like you used to face, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It
So,
takes a lot of your day
Yeah.
out, your time. Yeah. But we make it work the best we can. So
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's the favorite process then? Is it the creating of the music together, or is it the performance?
It's the performance for me. I mean, the creativity is fun too, but there's nothing like being on stage. There's nothing like seeing people sing your songs. You know what I mean? There's nothing like interacting with those people that came to see you. There's nothing like a meet and greet, getting to know those people that paid to see you. I mean, that to me is more gratifying than anything.
Yeah. Hey, Alex. We've got Alex Clark in the comments there, sending his greetings.
hey.
Hey,
Um,
Alex.
what's I mean, since you guys have really been, yeah, you've been doing a lot of press and stuff just to sort of relaunch and for people to remember who you guys are. How has that response been?
It's been great so far. I
Great,
mean,
great.
we really aren't getting any negative feedback. People seem to like the direction that we're going.
Yeah.
Summer Nights got a lot of positive feedback. People love that. They were like, finally, some real R&B coming back, and that was kind of what we wanted to do. That was the goal. We wanted to do like the old meets the new. So we wanted something that could sound current, but something that gave you that old school R&B feel. So I think we hit the mark. We did that with Leave Me Alone as well. I mean, it still has a little bit of old school because it has those harmonies. Like, so you don't really hear that now on songs. So we're just trying to kind of, keep both things, please the people that are younger, and then of course our audience that we've always had, who likes the traditional 90s music. If we can meet halfway, that's the goal. That's what we've been trying to do. So the feedback has been great. And I think that, I think we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it been like? I mean, when it comes to actually performing, then I saw the video of you, the three of you in white, doing sort of, I don't know if it was a sound check or to Night to Remember, where you just started to harmonize. I mean, were you guys on the way to the show, or how has that
That
been?
was the night that we filmed. I think it was the night that we filmed the Leave Me Alone video, or it could have been our
Yeah.
EPK. Was it EPK or was
Yeah.
it Leave Me
That was the
Alone?
EPK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was EPK. Yeah. So we were just hanging out and doing our EPK, and we happened to just do some BTS of us singing. That was the night that we did that.
I mean, we just break out in harmony at any moment. That's what we
And
do.
dance moves, right, Tiff?
Yep, that dance moves too.
Dance moves too.
But what about studio work? The actual being in the studio and stuff. How's that working? Are you meeting up with producers that you used back in the day, or are you getting new producers now who understand what the kind of music and that you guys are
That magic happens right behind
that you,
Tiffanie. Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are people that
Okay.
we work with. Crate Kings, of course, who did our song "Leave Me Alone," and then Geo did
Summer
"Leave Me
Nights.
Alone," and
No,
and
Craig
Crate
King
Kings
did
is
Summer
"Summer
Night.
Nights." So Geo and Crate Kings, they're not new, but they're not anyone we worked with in the '90s. So pretty much they're a new team that we created. And we're always open to collaborate with other people. So, we just want the sound to come across as us, no matter what we're singing. So
Yeah.
that's really important that we're able to convey that with those harmonies and that feeling and that same,
Keep
flow.
our sound true to us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but we're open to working with anybody.
But how does it work for you guys now? Are the three of you first writing, or you then look for a producer to come up with a sound and you're writing to that, or what's
Both.
been the
It
process so
can be
far?
both. It could be either way. Really, it
Yeah.
could be either
Yeah.
way. Like if someone
I
submits a track with no lyrics and we were inspired by the melody, if there's enough music in there, then we can pull out a melody and write to it. Sometimes it's
yeah,
an idea.
and it's funny because both songs, these last two songs actually were done by accident a little bit. So Summer Nights.
What do you mean?
So Summer Nights, we were writing to a completely different track. That the
Okay.
guy that did "Leave Me Alone," Gio. So we were writing to another one of his tracks, but it just was not. It was not it. Like we just didn't feel it. And Summer Nights was kind of something that we had the hook. The hook was already written, so we tried to like use something that we already had and then make new verses, and it just wasn't right. So then we gave it to Craig Kings, and he did a remix and flipped it. And that's actually the version that we released as a single because that was it. That was once we heard that, we knew that that was the
Yeah.
one. So that wasn't the original song. So then with Leave Me Alone, something similar happened. Um, we were actually recording with another producer that same night, and the session just was not going well. And we ended up at the studio with Geo Soul, and we were really frustrated and overwhelmed. And we were like, you know what? Let's just try something. And we had that hook, "Leave Me Alone," from that third album that we did. We kind of
Mm-hmm.
wrote that already.
Oh,
So we were like, when we heard the music, we were like, let's try to sing something that we've already written that we never got to
And
use
kind of
and,
flipped
and
it.
flip
Yeah.
it. So we flipped it and then it came out great. So
Yeah.
that's the story behind those two songs.
And we literally wrote that song in like 10 minutes. And that's when
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep.
the first time or the second time? I mean, 10 minutes when you back in the on the sort of third album.
No, this time.
No,
Did you write
this
it?
this
Both
time we just
stuff.
we had the hook already. So then we just
Yeah.
did
We
the
finished
verses
it.
real
Okay.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bridge and then that was it. It was
Yeah.
very easy. Both songs were like it came natural. Yeah.
Okay. We got Stevie Street, the DJ from
Hey.
Legacy '93.
Hi.
he he said he just wondered, did you ever meet any artist called London Jones? He was a writer on your song
Yes,
eventually
yes.
from
He
your
was there
first
with
album.
Tricky Stewart. He was the
You
writer.
met
Yes.
him though? I don't remember.
No, he was at the studio.
Oh wow. Well, shout
Yeah,
out to
he did the
London Jones.
vocals. I believe he did the
Shout out to
vocals.
London Jones.
He did the reference. So we were remember his voice was like he had a little bit like a El DeBarge type of
Tiffany's memory is impeccable.
Like an
I'll tell
elephant, like
you.
an elephant. Some
No,
stuff
it's
like
she
a
can't remember.
because you guys tell
it's like
stories
when
sometimes, and
I listen to her, I'm
I'm like,
listening
where
for
was
the first.
I?
It's like I'm listening for the first. Like I'm
You're like,
listening at
I
the
was
stand.
But you guys
there.
tell
I'm
stories, and
like
I'm
this.
like, was I taking a nap? Like I don't remember some of the stuff you guys remember, so it's weird. But yes,
Wow.
he wrote eventually. I remember
That is
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
My goodness. What? Okay, yeah, that was Monique. Yes. Okay,
There she
but
is.
then, well, what's the story behind "Leave Me Alone"? What is the story? What are you trying to convey?
So many
It's for
ways
the haters and the aggravators.
to
Tell them,
touch on
Monique.
it. You know what it is? So "Leave Me Alone" basically is we noticed a lot of people, whether it's family, friends, people just they come on social media, they watch everything you do, but they never like anything, they never say anything nice. Even tell us you don't like it. Like, give us some feedback. We just find that people don't support each other. So our thing is like, basically, when you follow people and you don't want to support, people put stuff up there because they kind of want you to support it. So when you don't do that, we're like, just keep it moving. Like, you don't come on our page. No reason to follow us, and we don't
Yeah.
follow you. And we will keep our follow group, our followers, a small knit community that we all, love each other and support each other. And we just want to see each other win. So we just feel like a lot of people out here they don't want to see you win. So that song is really for them, just to let people know, it's time to start supporting each other. Like, and if you're not, then press
Keep
that
it moving.
unfollow button. Yes.
Okay.
Just keep it moving. That's all.
Moving.
Okay, I thought it was a relationship start. They're like, man, what's it? Okay, that's it. I've got it. Leave me alone, man. I'm moving on.
No.
So
No,
okay.
It's for the watchers.
It's nosy people. Like, you listen, right?
Yeah.
We talk about you're always worried about what we're doing. You know what I mean? But we're not concerned. Our everyday is not about what you are doing. You know what I mean? So some people live their lives concerned with what other people are doing, and they criticize and they judge. And if everybody just did their own thing and supported each other,
Negativity and you know how
Right.
the world is. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, even negative publicity is publicity, right? So any energy people are giving you, whether it's constructive criticism or not, it's adding to the algorithm. So it's feeding the progress. So like, I'm open to if people are like, I hated your record. Thank you for that feedback. We're open to all of it. So yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite a challenge trying to navigate this new era of
It is.
this digital era. In one point, you're available for the world to see, and then on the other point, you're competing with thousands of others for that same space, and it's quite a lot of work. And I do wonder, there comes a time when we're good at what we're doing. We're making great music that we enjoy, that a lot of people do enjoy, and we're doing our shows. And of course, if it goes viral and big TikTok thing, which I don't understand myself, then it's like, wow, this is great. But are you guys in a space where, if one or two people like it, then we're fine. We just enjoy creating. Or where are you guys at? What kind of space? Because it's a hard thing to do, to rely on this industry, on the way things are now, that we don't value music the same way we did back in the day, buying a CD.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we obviously want more than two people to like it. But I mean, listen, if we don't have millions of followers, that's fine, right? So my thing is this: we're obviously doing it knowing that it's not about the money, because nowadays it's totally different, right? So we're doing it for the love, but we do want to have some success at the same time. So we are looking to book shows. That's pretty much, we want to go on tour. We want to, like, we haven't been over to Europe. We haven't performed there, and we're dying to get over there. So we're trying to, promote ourselves just so that we can introduce our music to a new audience that may already be familiar with us, but maybe forgot about us. And so we're just trying to build new followers. And even if we sell out a little small venue, like, small venues is fine. Like, we don't have to fill out a whole stadium, you know what I mean? But if we do have our following and they're loyal to us, and we know we can get shows here and there and people will come out, we're fine with that. But we're definitely not looking to think that we're going to be like, the next biggest thing. But we would like to get people that have never heard of us before, get them familiar with Shades, and maybe let them see what we're doing. And start that promotional overseas tour. Like, that's kind of what we've never hit that market before. So that's something that we're excited to do.
Yeah. And we're building. So we're still learning this new, this new avenue of this, what am I trying to say? Help me out, ladies.
I guess the social
This
media
this
world,
new
right?
social media, the Instagram, the TikToks, like we're still learning, so we're building too. Like it's so different, for us. So it's hard, and so we have to build on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex asked, what song did you guys do with Teddy Bishop on your third album?
No doubt. No doubt. No
Okay.
doubt.
Someone
Teddy
asked
Bishop
that
did No Doubt.
yesterday too. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
comments. Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay. Random Thoughts with Kay says, hello, everyone. This group brings back some great memories of
Thank
the good old
you.
days.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Good
those
old
were the good old
days.
days.
Yeah, I mean, but I think what is really good is the fact that yes, you guys are. There is something to be said about actually bucking the trend and working on new music. Um, Mary put out a new album called Gratitude before she went on tour. John B just released a new album, I think 11 tracks. So, and he was saying that actually, even if just handful of people want it, it's just that as a creator, he will just keep making
Yeah.
music, and I think that's a sense of wow, you know what? If you guys got into this industry because you love singing and you love to write and perform, then I can just imagine that actually, even if we before we get to Madison Square Garden, we'll still be singing and writing and performing. If no, I don't want to say if only a handful of people show up, but it's more so. This is the love, this is the passion, and I guess that's a really powerful thing for people to hold on to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Remember Unplugged? I used to love that. Remember MTV
Oh, that was
Unplugged?
great.
Wasn't that
Yes.
great? Like even
Yeah.
those intimate settings would be like perfect.
Yes.
Those were the best. You don't need stadiums. I mean, that's great too, but like I love the up close and personals,
Yeah.
Is that what things places like City Winery is that what they've? Because when I was in the States, it was House of Blues, so I wasn't around with City Winery and Yoshi's. But are those the new type of
I think
venues
that's
that people that?
you
I
can
think
say that it's a little bigger, but it's still, I guess, kind of
Oh, they're bigger.
it's more intimate than a big concert hall, right?
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you
Then
guys have
speaking
over
of,
there?
okay,
Like
sorry.
what do you guys have? Like
Jazz Cafe.
Jazz
So in
cafe?
London, there's something called a Jazz Cafe, which um, would generally start to be book artists who would just say, "Yep, we're playing with a live band," so they'll come with a live band. But they have a house band, and you may get your Layla halfway or
We need
some
to be there,
tweeters come.
Namdi. Book us, Namdi. Jazz cafe.
Yeah. Yes, cafe. Yeah, it's yeah, but those are that's the. But they have other they have other little sort of um little scene settings where you get a small band and start to perform. And I guess as you're saying, it's because apart from Serenade, which was which was the big hit, getting some new music out will give promoters that opportunity to see your range and things.
Yes.
How often are you guys getting rehearsing and when you because you're recording the music and shooting videos, but what about the rehearsals and things?
As much as we can, unfortunately, not much because we're in different states. But when we do come together, it's basically for a performance.
Or
Monica, I
studio.
don't think we can hear you. Monica, I think you were saying something. We couldn't hear you.
No, I was saying because of the distance, we're less far.
Okay.
So we're trying to get together as often as possible, but it's difficult being so far away.
Yeah, and with technology now, you can be in different places and still You know, we could do our rehearsal on Zoom. We could do, like that's today. You can record in 3 different places. So that's the one good thing about today and
Right.
technology. But we like to do it the old-fashioned way. But at least we have
It's
that
hard
option.
though, because when you try to harmonize online, there's, delays and there's
Yeah.
glitches, and we're trying to do dance steps and placement. You got to be together. And that's the one thing that we're having a hard time. But we figured out how to do that because we come together at certain moments where we're all together for a weekend or two,
Yeah.
the week, and get it done
Yeah.
live and in color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is. I mean it is tough, but I guess
Make it work, though.
You
Yeah.
sacrifice. Yeah, you make
Yeah.
it happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
we got Alex.
When
Alex is
it's time
asking
to hit
what
the
song.
stage,
What did Alex say? What did Alex say?
He says what song did they do with Brian Michael Cox on the third album?
Come and
That
take your
was
place.
that was yeah.
Come and take your place.
That was the best.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so great.
That song actually needs to still come out. My world, take
It
your
was
place
beautiful.
inside my world.
I can
Yeah.
read
Girl. Those harmonies, the way that it was constructed, like the whole thing is classic R&B. So if we dropped it in 10 more years, it would still be relevant.
Yeah.
It's that kind of record.
Wow.
It's that kind of record.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Wow.
I actually ran into him somewhere, and I had it on my playlist.
Of course you did.
So I'm like, hey, listen, and I don't think he even remembers. This is what happens when you do 2 million songs. I'm like, that's
Well, that's what it is. Like, exactly.
And he's like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in so long.
But look, Namdi, we have a song from Robin Thicke that could be a smash right now to this day. I mean, there's so many records that we did that just never saw the light of day, and they're beautiful records. Wow. Yeah. And they probably wouldn't even remember these songs. These are songs that they just, like she said, millions of songs in their catalog that they give out that, they don't even keep track of. The Boys to Men song. I mean, there's so many songs, you guys.
Oh, what do you mean Boys to Men?
We did 2 songs.
We did.
Yeah.
Those were amazing too.
Those were great. I think we did like 2 or 3 references.
Wanya did one. Sean did one.
Wanya, Sean.
And then Mike.
And Mike,
Oh, that's right. Mike had his own too. Yep. Yeah. They all had different styles.
Were they producers for you being brought in to work with you?
They did. They produced because we were co-managed by the same team. So we had like that kind of relationship with our management. They kind of cross-promoted us with them and got us in the studio. And I don't know what happened with those songs, but do you remember what happened, Tiffanie? Motown dissolved at that point, huh?
Yeah, they did. And then I think that Motown didn't think that was the edgy way to go. Like that. I don't know that they were excited. Just like with Robin Thicke. They didn't think that was the route that they wanted us to go. And then
Danielle, do you remember that song? Do you remember that song, Danielle?
He became huge.
What, Robin Thicke?
Yeah.
Yeah, Break It Off.
You Break It Off. Oh, it was such a great song.
Yeah.
He's amazing, Robin Thicke.
Don't think I'm in love with you.
It's beautiful.
I don't know all the words, but I remember that melody.
Yeah, the only thing I know is the chorus melody. I don't know the lyric, the verses.
Yeah.
Your love.
It was so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin, if you're out there,
like 3%. Namdi, I only remember 3% of everything that went on, but I do remember something.
But you guys,
she's like, I was there.
The guy that was singing that reference, doesn't he sound like the guy London that sang Eventually?
I don't remember the reference to Eventually. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't either.
I do not remember his voice. His name sounds familiar.
Oh my God, you guys.
I don't remember.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
We probably
I
blocked
don't
a lot
remember
of it
last
out.
year. You asked me to remember 30 years ago.
Well, I was just about to bring in London Jones in because it feels as if they don't remember you.
What?
So
I remember London Jones.
that, Namdi. We remember you, London.
That was 30 years ago.
I mean, we're old, Namdi. Don't do that.
I got onset dementia.
Shout out. Shout out to London Jones. Big up. Big up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love you, London. No hard
Oh my God. I do not remember a lot. It's sad.
It really is.
No,
It's
most of
horrible.
us. I mean, it is a long time ago.
It
so,
was.
I mean, and the fact that you guys recorded all those songs, do you guys record the songs and say, oh, let me just take a copy of this, or does it like, yeah, I'm sure
We used to have to sneak. We used to have to sneak copies. Remember, guys, because they would be like, "We can't give you all a copy right now," so we would record it on our little recorders.
Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones that had, recording options, so we had little tape recorders and we would record it. Yeah.
Could you imagine like now? Oh my
they were doing
God.
that.
Yeah.
Right
We have
there? Up
everything.
until last year, the producers were doing that. Remember?
Yeah, we can't burn you a copy.
They won't
They
give
didn't
you
want to
copies.
give us copies of what we did.
Even if you're the executive producer, they still fight you on giving you a copy after your session. And it's really not, that's what happens is you're supposed to get a copy so you can figure out who wrote what and do the stems and all this. I mean, the breakdown, the splits. But sometimes they just want to rush you out of there and tell you, I'll give it to you later.
Right.
It's really interesting.
So that becomes hard to you record these songs. Then how did you get any of the one? Like, or do you get the album, like the third unreleased album? Do you get the physical copy of the whole album?
I think it was all pieced together, right? Like a cassette here, cassette there. We burned it all in one.
We never really got it.
We didn't get a whole, no, not the whole project, not in one thing. I think it was like in blocks here and there. Like every cassette had a few different songs.
Yeah.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh goodness. I mean, that just seems like such a waste when you put in that.
I know.
Hours and days. Remember days on one song, one line.
Days. Well, that's why we were talking to Peter Thomas about getting the masters to this last album, and we were trying to put the pressure on him because, like, you're just sitting on this record. What are you doing? We could be using it as material, and we're in a fight constantly to get that done. So we're still working on it. Peter Thomas, make it right.
Burned down. Didn't Universal Music lose a lot of their masters?
I don't think those were there though. I think he had them on in his own personal, storage area or whatever. I don't think they were in the.
Because we were signed to his label, like through Universal.
Yeah, it was like a distribution deal.
Yes, I think that's what he
Motown. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think that album got mastered. We didn't even master that album. Like it wasn't even done. It was very raw.
It was.
And
so he has the songs, and he's just like, I'm
he probably listens to them every day, and jams and rocks out, and like. It's just sitting there. Let us have it. We'll buy it from you. You need the money.
But how does that work, though? I mean, if you spoke to him, does he say, "Yeah, I need to look for it"? And
he's like, "I think it's in my mother's basement. I think it's over here. I think it's over there." So
he knows where it is. He knows where it is.
Monique did tell you recently that he would get it right to us.
Yeah, he said he would. I mean, we even offered to pay for it. We know, money is scarce, and it would be an even exchange.
Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, when you guys were recording these things back then, did you ever think one day we might need them, or was it just like you ever recorded?
No, because because once it's over, you feel like you have no control over that. That's no longer your music. It's just the same thing with the Nivea record. No doubt. Came out of a record that Aaliyah passed on after she recorded it. She passed on it, and then we ended up getting it, recording it, and then that never came to our album. So it was sitting there with Noontime until Nivea got the record. So then, you know what I'm saying? Like these songs are just recycled and recycled. So we don't feel like they're your records, even though your voice is on them and you could take days to record them and, you give all this to put them out. But if they don't make it, they don't make it, and they don't really feel like your own music at that point.
Yeah. And I think on that album with Noontime, we really didn't. They wrote the songs.
It was already done. It was like, here's some records, pick 3 that you love.
The songs were hot. That's fine. I think that when we when we worked with Shep Crawford and Montel Jordan, that's when we started collaborating on the writing. So we did write with them on some of the songs.
Mhm.
Shout out to Kelly Price and Shep and Montel.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great session in LA with
Is
them.
Kelly Price was she involved backing vocals or
She was
vocal
also
production?
doing vocals and writing and stuff. Yeah.
Writing and vocals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Wow, goodness.
Good team.
Oh, what, Tiffany?
I don't
You don't
remember that
remember?
part. No.
What? And she was in the studio for that session.
Oh, really?
Was it 5 Minute Man?
Missy wrote that.
Was it 5 Minute Man or was it what song did we do with him that she was there for,
it was the
Danielle?
other one.
It was the As the World Turns, the slow one. Turn, 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 that one. The one that Mary ended up using the sample.
Oh wait, what? Oh my God, how'd that song go?
Dun, 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 As the World Turns. Do, 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 do. Remember? It was the same sample of the As the World Turns.
But do you guys remember the what's his name? Narda Michael Walden song?
I don't remember his song. Narda Michael Walden also did some song music with us in San Francisco.
On Motown.
We went out there to record with him at his home studio. Was it his home studio?
No.
Me neither. I cannot for the life of me tell you. I remember all the Barbie dolls everywhere. I don't remember the music though.
What?
Did it feel like a sort of a because I know he was a Buddhist. Was it like incense and calmness and around?
Very calm, very zen. Yeah, he was really sweet. Mm-hmm. Very calm. Yeah, that his energy was very calm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the guy who did Whitney and did Aretha, and well, of course,
we were really excited.
None of this.
Yeah.
You guys,
was that for the third album?
Sorry, go ahead, Namdi.
Was that for the third album?
No,
was that
that
for
was
the third
for
album?
That was for Motown, original album.
Songs that they didn't use, that they didn't put on the album.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a lot of songs that we didn't put on the album, right, guys?
Yeah, we fly here, fly there, do references, and then they go, nah, that wasn't really, that. So we had a lot of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God, how many songs do you think you recorded?
Oh my God, that's a great question. I don't think I've ever thought of it. Do you know how many, if you had to guess, ladies, how many songs we actually recorded? From Atlantic all the way together. All together?
Yeah, all together.
From Atlantic all the way to the end.
Even with Kool and the Gang.
Even the Kool and the Gang records. Goody.
I mean, maybe 50.
No, easily 50. More than that. Like 70.
No, I'd say 50. I'd say maybe 50. Yeah. 13,
all of them. Kool and the Gang in Atlantic in
60. I'd say 60. I'll go even split.
I'm going with 70.
I'll be in the middle.
That many songs.
Yeah, 60. I believe that easily. Because we did a lot with Wokey.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
The demos. We did demos, you guys.
Demos after demos. But remember, all of that's a write-off. So I mean, it's it's expensive, but it's like if you get that one thing.
Songs, remember, you guys?
I have about half of them on cassette. Half of those songs I have them on cassette tape.
With Kyla on it?
Yes.
Oh,
so you didn't tell Namdi, after Motown, we got another group member. After Shannon left, we had another member to join our group. And
that didn't last
it probably last maybe like 6 months. It was like she was a casting director.
Those songs were great though.
I don't remember. Name one. Name one.
I texted you guys those songs like last week.
Oh, those were that group?
Yes.
That Kyla was in that one? Okay, okay.
One of them was really bad.
What? They were bad?
I said one of them was really bad.
Oh, the one that was really
not
bad
good.
was like really rock, right?
Yeah.
I was screaming. I'm like, what is
that? Was so bad.
Because look, so Namdi, you know the group Color Me Bad, the rock group?
Yeah.
We did some music with them.
Yeah, Corey.
I mean, we were like all over the place. It was like the spaghetti on the wall.
We wanted to be rock and roll girls too.
Are you serious?
I mean, it was all over the place.
What about
If it's stuff like
Precision?
Blue,
What
we were
about
going with it.
Precision? We did some songs with him too, you guys.
Yep, I know you remember those.
Roger Troutman's son.
Yep.
I don't remember those.
Nasty Girl.
Leaving.
Leaving too.
Lie to me.
Lie to me.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
baby, can't you see? Ill Haim is killing me.
That was
And
great.
now I'm leaving you.
That song was
Hey,
nice.
don't say you
Well,
were.
so Nam, do you see?
Never
There's so many
heard.
that they don't even remember.
No, that one was
That
a
was
bop.
great.
But I didn't remember he did it. Like there was so many faces that people that were in and out. It was hard to track it.
Yeah,
And
we're
you
trying
guys
to find
still
him.
stick with 60?
60. Maybe
I'm
60.
still saying
When you're recording that many songs, though, do you guys lose your identity as to what kind of group we are? Then, if you're going to different producers, they're giving you different sounds. Do you forget that what kind of group we are? Or
No, because I think that was part of filling it out to see.
Figuring it out. Yeah, we were still figuring it out.
Yeah, everybody evolves. Like you're not going to sound the same from 20 years ago, right? So you want to find as all of our voices have changed. I mean,
right.
For the most part now from back then, like if you listen to the old album and you listen to our new stuff, like you definitely hear a difference in
the maturity. Yeah.
And then, my voice might have gotten higher and Monique's lower or Danielle's lower, it's amazing because we can now sing different things than maybe we couldn't do 20 years ago, right?
Right.
So I know for me, I always had to do the low parts. Like they really thought that I was Barry White. And I'm like, my voice is not that deep. I can't even sing that anymore.
Oh,
God.
Changed, right? Changed than I did back then.
Yeah.
Not Barry White.
They gave me all the talking parts, like I was voice to men, Mike.
Stop it.
They thought you were Mike from Boys to Men, right?
Right. Oh my gosh.
But Monique actually has the sexy voice. If you listen to What Would You Do, she has a little speaking part on that.
Yeah.
But we all mature. But when you're figuring out what you love, right? Who's to say? Because I think Kyla was the one that was like, we should do a rock song. She was a guitar player. We were like, let's just try something. So we were just open to so many different things because if people were open to work with us, we were open to try some things. The bottom line is you really are never going to sound like anybody other than who we are. So like no matter what the genre is, it's going to always be a shade sounding harmony group because the grouping of how we stack our vocals, it's always going to ring that way no matter what the genre is.
Mm-hmm.
We even have a serenade in Spanish, Namdi. We have a Spanish version.
Yeah, that
still sound too. Yeah, we still sound the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
the piano version.
It was Spanglish, right? Because it was like half Spanish, half English.
No, remember, what's his name was he Cuban or Dominican? Who translated it for us? I think Delight translated for us. Somebody in his family is like Latin or from somewhere. Remember?
No.
I don't remember, I don't remember.
Remember Delight's family? Either. Okay, well, now anyway, the producer, his family speaks Spanish, so he said it's loosely based in Spanish because they don't speak, like proper Spanish. So when you sing it to people, they understand what you're saying, though.
Right.
And I love that. I love that version. Do mi canción, mi amor, para ti, y te haría mi dolor, mi corazón, y serenando por ti. A serenade for you. Serenade. Yep.
People love that. That was popular.
That was fun. We gotta find that. People are asking for it. They're looking for it online. Like, where's the Spanish version? Yeah.
I have it.
So then put it out there.
I have the vinyl. I found it online.
Let the people know where you found it.
They can't have my vinyl.
What? Okay. Were you going to re-record any of those songs?
We can re-record
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
on the
we
Shade
should.
Music.
Yes.
Yeah,
let's
of
do that
course,
later.
absolutely, definitely.
I think we
We
should
plan
do that.
on it.
Yeah.
We should.
I mean, but I mean, with your own ownership stuff, where you put out your new songs and stuff, where the old ones ever looked at to say, okay, let's re-record those ones. We've already got the structure in, or was it pretty much, that's old? Let's just be doing new stuff.
No, we're doing a mixtape, so we're kind of flipping that a little
Integrating
bit.
old and new. Yeah,
Yeah.
definnly.
A mixtape, like a hip hop mixtape.
Yeah,
or
we're gonna
what's the
sing
difference?
Like 90s beats
Yeah.
over like, R&B music, R&B melodies and harmonies and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And so one of the songs that we flipped is Why, which is on the album. So we totally flipped that on a real hardcore beat. And, just something for the DJs to play. I mean, just something different. Just showing all sides that we can pretty much sing over anything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Goodness. Man, you guys must have been I mean, I guess if you're recording 60 to 70 songs, this must be a breeze to you guys. Just walk in.
That was over 25
What are we
years.
singing right now?
But that was a lot. But we don't sleep though. That's for sure. We stay busy.
Right.
We do not sleep. And for us to be coming back out, exactly. We got to keep it moving. So every angle is covered.
Yeah.
Right.
The good thing is that we still feel 20, like when we came out. Like we get excited. We still have that same energy when we're together. We still, have that same energy in the studio. Like, everything it feels the same. So that's the part that I'm excited about. It's not like it takes Danielle 20 minutes to make it over to the booth. You know what I mean? Like we're just like we're young, 20 years old.
Right. Imagine when you start taking 20 minutes to waddle over to the booth, we're gonna have a problem. Tiffanie. Oh my gosh. Because the question is, how long do you do this for? Like we see other artists who are out here, a lot of people are still on tour and it's as you get older, it's harder to stay out there and look like you're having a good time and not need help or not have to sit in a chair the whole show. Yeah. So like you wanna look like you enjoy it, and when it comes to looking like you're not there anymore, then it's like, do I hang it up or do we
health as well?
Do something else?
You gotta take care of yourself,
Okay, so that explains why there are videos where you might see Mariah just standing and singing.
Shout out to Mariah.
And they have to help her.
Mary.
Sorry, I guess. And Mary as well, and it must be hard. I mean, as I said,
it is
touring and showing and singing continuously.
That's a lot.
Both Alex and Ezra were asking about. Did you do a track with Jonte Austin?
Yes.
The two songs that Jonte did were incredible.
One was called
Flirtin'. That's why I be flirting with you.
Want to tell you what I want to do.
That was nice. And then the other one,
amazing. And he was like, what? How old are you guys? Was he like 17?
19, 17.
He was a baby. I think he was just starting out when we worked with him.
That was Troy Taylor's protege.
Yeah. Those songs were amazing.
I feel like everybody that we worked with was like kind of like just starting out, like getting hits. Da da
da da da.
Yes.
Da da.
That song. Oh my
God. Da.
Yes.
I love Flirtin'. Flirtin' is one of my favorite songs that never came out. Flirtin'.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah.
Yes.
I still love that song.
Really?
Yeah.
About
it's simple. It's just like simple and it's like classic, and then it's catchy. You remember it. I don't have to go, what was it? How did it go? Like it just immediately. Yeah.
For me, I think it might have been Break It Off or the one that Troy Taylor did that we never released.
Which one was that?
Which one was that?
Remember that I sang it to you guys? I'm gonna have to think about it. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about it. You know me, I'm
Wait, we did a song.
Tiffanie.
Danielle's making things up.
Chad did a song that we didn't release. You guys remember that one?
Oh, I don't remember his either. What was
I
it?
think 702 then recorded it, or did they record it first and then we
Yes,
recorded
it was.
It was a slow song. It was nice too. I don't know what happened.
Who did that one? Louis Tillman? Who wrote it?
Louis Tillman was a writer. He was an A&R, right?
Well, his wife was a writer. I mean, the Tillman.
Yes.
Was it that song? Tara Tillman?
No, I don't know who wrote this song.
I can't remember what it sounded.
It might have been another Missy and Chad collabo.
Huh.
Yeah, it was nice.
Well, shout out to Chad, Dr. Seuss Elliott, and Missy Elliott. Shout out.
Are they related?
But then
no.
Oh, okay.
But when you, so I I'm just thinking, if I did an interview and I didn't record it, and I had a nice conversation, but I didn't record it, and I'm like, yeah, man, I had this 2-hour interview with Stevie Wonder. It was amazing, but I don't have a copy of it. I mean, is that what it's like when you record these nice songs?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, like
because they become
back.
Yeah, and you become so attached to it because the hope is that it becomes part of your album. You start to see this like tapestry of how the album's going to sound as a movie, and then they pull that one song off the soundtrack of your movie, and you're like, but it was supposed to be in the movie. That's how we see it visually, right? But then you have to rewrite it and like fall out of love with it and keep it moving. You can't really be attached to it even when it's on the album because anything can happen. You can lose it in the mix. You can lose it in the edit. They could decide to put your thing on a shelf. I mean, that's the nature of the business, I feel like. That's why being independent is so much better because we control. If we love the song, we put it out. If we don't love it, we go back and retweak it. If we want to do something else, it's up to us, right? We have license. So it's a lot better in that way. Yeah.
But I just think about the loss. People talk about preserving culture and keeping heritage and stuff like that. And if you've recorded beautiful songs with these artists, and it's like it's just discarded. As I said, I've probably done over 300 interviews, and I think within my first 3 months, I had an interview, and I forgot to hit record, and it was with my brother-in-law and stuff, and from that day on, every time I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, okay, is it
triple check? You triple check it, yeah.
Just triple check.
PTSD.
But I'm just wondering,
that's PTSD.
What it's like for you guys? What it's like for you guys? Just to say like, oh, remember this song? Remember that song? It's like, yeah, goodness.
Well, I mean, there are some
I can barely remember the words
that we're speaking about that we don't have copies of. So
that's right.
That makes us sad because when we remember it, we want to hear it. So unfortunately, we don't have copies of all of them.
Exactly.
So that's sad.
That makes it hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Philip was saying, will you guys be touring this year? Please check out the City Winery in Chicago.
We will.
Great venue for you guys to.
We sure will. Thank you. If that's an official invite, we're on our way. Call your congressman.
I mean, we kind of rested on 60 songs that you guys recorded. So out of the 60 songs that you guys recorded, how many would you say you have copies of?
Half.
Tiffanie.
Oh,
she's a curator. You have 30 songs, Tiff? So you're including the album, obviously the album that did come out. You're including that.
Our very first demos when we got signed, Atlantic Records.
With Wokey Stewart.
With Moofy.
Oh my God! Yes.
All I do.
Oh yes.
I have all of those. I have the Atlantic stuff.
No, baby. Oh yeah. That was so cute.
Maybe 30 songs I have. 30,
wow.
30, 35. Yeah.
We got to sit down and go through those, you guys.
I only have the noontime songs.
They sound really old, like the tapes. I have a cassette player. I just played them recently, and I'm like, what do you do to make it sound normal again? Like
you have to get it. You have to send it out so that they can do it.
I'm gonna do that. It needs
send it out. Because they can get eaten up and then you'll
Yeah.
never get them back.
I know.
So I wouldn't even play them anym's I'm scared to play
Well,
mine.
the guys who just recently redigitized the Beatles, I think, you know, he's the guy who did Lord of the Rings. So I think he might count for that. Maybe a little expensive.
They have companies that do it.
All
They have
right, well, let me
companies
know.
that do it.
Yes.
Send me the info, Monique. I'm gonna do it.
I will for sure.
Yeah.
But are you using more so as reference tracks so that when you are, and then you get a, you know, are you the one producing, Tiffanie, like in the studio, like recreating the beats and stuff, or?
In my head, but no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not the one doing that. No. But I do have a studio in my house because it saves us money. So that we have it is a shade studio. So we do have a safe space, and you know,
we're not getting kicked out. We're not. We can stretch in there. We can dance. It's great.
And also record, I would assume as well.
Yeah, and then you know, there's no time limit. You know,
right?
Yeah, we're not paying $200 an hour.
Right.
That part.
So you can get a producer, engineer to like hear this song. Can you recreate the song?
Yes, and we bring them in and do it
for them to read.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so like when we did the Leave Me Alone, he flew from Atlanta and came on our territory to make it a little bit easier, you know, for us to feel more comfortable. So, you know, it works out. It definitely works out.
Okay. So that's having the album, having the old songs, it can be like a sort of a reference, and being for you to be able to think about if you want to flip them slightly or just reproduce them.
Yeah, because we thought about redoing some of the songs on the album. Like we've definitely had conversations. So we just have to figure out, do we want to have a live band replay the songs? You know, which songs would that be? So that's definitely something that we're thinking about. It's still on the table to recreate some of those songs off that original Shades album that we released.
Okay. Kristen just said these ladies still look good. I first started to hear them like 6 or 7 years ago for the first time.
Really?
They came out back in '96, and I was only 6 years old.
I'm now he was a little baby.
34, and I wish I was a teen in the '90s. So.
Well, you can have your '90s. You can be a teeny bopper now. It's all good. It's all in the mind. Put some music on and let it take you back to the '90s. You know,
right?
That's all. Thank you for that. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Goodness. Philip was saying that "What Would You Do" is on heavy rotation on his.
I love that.
That's my
what would you say? We love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you have good taste in music.
Yes, you do. Little whippersnapper got some good taste in music. That's awesome.
Every time I think of you, was that produced by Eddie?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's Eddie F's birthday.
Happy birthday, Eddie F. Happy birthday. Even though you ain't got no love shade. We love you.
Oh, goodness. What was the most eventful? Was Motown the most eventful with the 10 A&R?
Yeah. It was like it went by so fast.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a movie. Like it went by so fast, and there was so many experiences crammed into that time frame. For me, it's like I'm still remembering things. Like, oh my God, remember that? That happened and this happened, and it was just so fast. Movie, right?
Yeah. I mean,
like I think the go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead, Tiffanie, as you were saying.
Tiff? No,
you were gonna say something?
Yeah, Monique, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, we went to the white party in the Hamptons, the Diddy party. Like, we did some things that we got to experience, and now that are still like people are talking about. We were like, we touched that. We were there. We were
Yeah.
protected, but we were there. We were, having fun in the parties, and young women being able to experience the music industry, but not having to fall victim to it. So it's a amazing experience. I have no complaints about our experience.
Yeah, I think that we do have a lot of great memories. I mean, everybody was nice. I don't recall anybody like mistreating us. We got
No.
Mhm.
along for the most part with all the people that were our A&Rs. So we had good
Yeah,
relationships. The
Yeah.
issue
we got
was
lucky.
nobody did their job. So
Oof.
I
It
mean,
was too
like
much at
Tell
the
them how you
time.
they
really
were
feel.
nice. They were nice, and we had no bad experiences. I just wish that
Hmm.
there was less partying at that time and more focus on really promoting the music. And it wasn't just us. I mean, think about it. They signed Terrell Hicks, who was phenomenal. You had Jason
Oh yeah.
Weaver.
Distant
You
love.
had
Lade,
Oh,
Miss
distant love.
Miss
Sade,
Jones.
Miss
Horace
Jones.
Brown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so many artists, but nobody really got that big,
Nobody popped
break
off.
because they were so
702.
busy. The
702.
702, I think they had Michael Bivins. They kind of had their own outside entity. We were just signed
Promotion. Street
directly to
team.
Motown,
Yeah.
right? So we
Yeah.
didn't
They
have,
had the Mike Bivins machine.
yeah, so
Hmm.
we didn't have that. So, I think that if they focused a little more on those acts, they could have really been much bigger than what they were.
Yeah, I mean they had the Whitehead brothers, and I remember
Yes,
speaking
yes,
to Kenny
Kenny.
Whitehead,
Shout out
yes, they
Kenny.
did. We love the Whitehead brothers. Yes.
We love y'all.
yeah, and even Lade,
Yep.
it was. I mean that whole most of us who are Uptown fans and New Jack fans, when Andre went to Motown, it was a massive from Uptown to
It's a big
Motown,
shift.
and it was he had adverts in Ebony and
Mm-hmm. It's a
Vibe to
big
say,
deal.
and we all guessed that he wanted to say, okay, Uptown is too small for me because Puffy was blown up with Bad Boy,
Right.
so I'm
Hmm.
going to go, and he started self promoting himself, which in itself is what executives never used to do. You don't go
Right. You
into a
never
label
see
and start to
them.
saying I'm the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, so I always remember that ad, but unfortunately, I think they had more money than they'd ever seen, and
Horrible.
he probably
And
just
everybody had a
he
Horrible.
job.
just
You
didn't know how to
you get
make.
a job. You have a job.
I
You have a
mean, but
job.
look,
Yeah.
even with our video for Tell Me, I mean the whole label flew to
The whole
Miami for our
label
video, and they weren't even in our project, but we had to pay for all of that. Like, you know
paid
what
for
I'm saying?
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
paid down with
you
video.
don't you don't know until you know, and at that point it's too late. Everyone who's supposed to look out for you, they're not really looking out for you. They say go ahead and you just go sing, and I'll take care of it. Don't
Right.
ask me any questions. If you hired me, you have to trust me. All of that gaslighting, and then by the time you ask questions, now you're a diva, and now you're problematic or whatever it is. So it's very difficult. That back then that was difficult, as being a freshman artist with very little power and leverage
But looking back,
over your project.
we were not. They did it to everybody. So I don't know
Yeah,
if
it
we
wasn't
took
just
it
us.
personal. It was just
Nope,
that was the culture at that moment,
that's
and
right.
every time we would go up there, it was like they were having a photo shoot or this or that. It was just champagne, and so we were just
Champagne
in that.
flowing from everywhere.
It was. We were
Parties,
just in that moment.
parties
We were just
galore.
yeah.
It was just
You,
one big party.
It
That's
was
what it
Yeah.
was.
yeah.
you guys would so you guys got you guys got to go to the Hamptons, the
Yeah.
champagne, the baby
Yeah.
oil,
Champagne
all of that stuff.
bottles. No
Not
baby
the
oil at
baby
that
oil.
time. Not the daytime. The daytime party was
No,
the
they took
daytime
us
party
out.
had no baby oil.
No,
That
we
was
were
the
too fat
after
at
party.
9:30. They took
That's
us
the
out at
after.
We were home by the
Shout
time we
out to
got there.
Belinda. Belinda was our road manager. She didn't play that. Belinda was like, okay, sun's going down. Get in the limo. We're leaving. Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't play that. But
We were
no.
mad too. We were like,
Oh
why we gotta
goodness.
leave? You want to stay? No, you're out. Bye.
Yep. Get out
Get
the
out.
pool and let's go.
Oh
But you know
goodness.
what? Listen,
Yep.
I love her. So we had this awesome road manager, Belinda,
She was
and
amazing. Shout out
she
Belinda.
what made her awesome was that if we sucked, like if we got off stage and we were
She would let us
horrible,
know.
she had no problem. Like, oh, that was awful, you guys. That was terrible. Like I'm like,
Horrible.
Oh, so
Yeah,
then
she
we
would let you
wanted to make
know.
sure we did good the next time. But I mean, she
Mm-hmm.
definitely kept it real, and
She was
that's
like,
very
y'all
hard to
was
find.
good. See? She was like, that's how it's supposed to be. Yep.
Yep. But most
Wow.
people are
And
not
then she would be
honest.
like, that sucked.
So you get a lot of people
Yeah,
just
she was
like,
not gaslighting us about that at all.
Nope.
She
and
would
we
never
like
gas
that.
us up over. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Belinda Perval.
No, but even but I would I remember Father MC saying that they were supposed to Andre flew out, and this is when he was still at Uptown, flew out Fatima and that Big Les and stuff
Yep.
to shoot a video, and then he got there and he says, you know what, I changed my mind. Everyone was they're ready to go shoot the video. Everyone's been paid for. I was like, no, I've changed my mind. We're going to shoot this video instead. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of money, a lot of waste, and you could have just
Just
tried it out
waste it.
first. Did
Just
I mean,
waste
for
it.
you guys? I mean, if on reflection, could they have managed it better for you guys?
Yeah. I mean, even down to the point of the conflicts of interest where you had, I think it was Mary's manager at the time, Steve. Remember Steve, her manager? But he was an A&R at Motown. So it was like, you had people who were managing artists over here, but they were label heads over here, and their hands were in the pot, and they would sign off on different limo rides and different things that we supposedly used, but we never used. It was for their artists. So we found all that out way later. It was like that bait and switch, and we had no clue. We didn't have access to our records, our files, nothing. It was all business management, lawyers, label heads, and we had no hands on it. Like,
And we
yeah.
actually shot a full video to I Believe, which was actually, I thought, right, that was the nicest video we ever had.
With the horse.
Yeah, we had horse. They brought horses and everything in.
It was
So we
great.
spent a
That was
lot of money.
beautiful.
But then
Yeah.
they never put it out.
Wow.
So it's like
Never
they
put it
did a
out.
waste
You
of
have
money.
that.
What?
You have that. You got to send it to Namdi so
I
you
do
can
have
see it
that. I do have that. But I
on
don't have
Oh, you do
the
have
VHS.
the video.
I don't have
Yep,
the
on
edited
VHS.
video. I have the footage, all the behind
She
the
has the
scenes.
background footage, the BTS. Yep.
Yeah, the making of.
Oh, but they did the director finish it at all?
Wasn't it Danielle and
They-
Federici?
No. But Matt X did that one too.
Oh, Matt X did that one. He probably
did
has it.
Serenade.
Same one that did Serenade.
He probably has it.
Yeah, we never saw like a final cut, so I don't know what
Wow.
happened.
But look, just like Vibe magazine, when they had us in Vibe and they did that whole photo shoot and it never came out. We had a Clairol deal. Remember, we got the Clairol deal for the hair color line, and that never happened. Like, there was things that they were putting together and it just never happened.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of
I
opportunities to
think
do
that was
different
all in
things.
the midst. That was in the midst of the whole Andre getting canned.
Getting fired. Rest in
Mhm.
Yeah, no, Andre, his right hand man, Jimmy Love Jenkins, said, yeah, Andre just went crazy at the time. But I think most of us knew that it was like, how can his intern show him up? So you have your intern who starts a label that then blows up, and then it's like, okay, I need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
But it's different when you manage a small boutique that you started with, and you've got a few artists that blew up, so you've already got the hits guaranteed. But when you're going into a big Motown is a legacy label, how do you put out new artists? How do you manage Stevie and Dana Ross and Smokey and the Temptations? How do you manage those legacy artists? Have the new ones, have the big hitters like Boyz II Men.
Andre wanted to model it after the old Motown. He wanted artists in repertoire. He wanted artists in rehearsals and dance and how to interview. He wanted all of those skill sets to be in the forefront, not just the music. And that's what he prided himself on, was having a fully put together package, like a well-oiled machine when it was done. And it was like, we could send those ladies of shades out on the road, and they know how to speak to press, and they know how to do choreography, and they know how to, you know what I'm saying? So that he did have that vision, and he completed that vision. I think every artist has the same kind of mold that they went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He should have said, I want Shades to sell records.
I would have loved that. That would have been great. That should have been the first priority.
That That
you
would
guys
have
sell
been great.
records.
That would have been so
Make
great.
sure you guys sell the records, and then and then move from there. Because did you guys ever you saw the TLC situation after when they said they were broke? Were you guys at Motown when they came out, or had you guys left?
We were probably gone, I think, by then, right? I think so.
I don't remember.
But we heard that we knew that story about how they had to go up to their label with bats. We heard that story. We all knew that whole story.
Yeah, but
we didn't know how. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying that just because whether it was almost as an eye opener to like, man, who's checking our money? I mean,
right. That was what I
mean, that
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't know. We didn't know until we knew. We didn't know until we knew. And now in 2025, we're starting to clean that up because we have people that are receiving royalties from our music that don't have any right to do that. We've got, royalties are being paid to a specific rapper that, had no business getting royalties on our project. And we're having to now unpack that with our lawyer. And it's a whole thing. And now the fires in LA are going to really slow everything down because we're just getting to it.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's I mean, the past has been is bad. Hopefully, there are lessons learned for newer artists coming in today.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess it would be great to find out as independent record executives and artists. What advice are you going to give to the next generation of artists, both female and male, who are coming in the game now, about how to take control of their careers?
So much advice. Yeah, so much advice. We each probably have a lot to say about it. Tiffanie, what do you think? What's your main?
I was just going to say, I always tell people, make sure you ask questions. Okay. So sometimes people don't like to be questioned, but there are things that you need answers to. And if you ask the right questions and you're very clear on whatever it is that you guys are doing, then you'll be able to navigate through the business better. Because a lot of times we just listen to what somebody tells us and you think, oh, he must know what he's talking about. Or he must know he's had experience. So, but that's not, you have to question everything, whether it's your paperwork. So how is this going to work? Who's going to get this? Do I get this? Like, you have to map it all out. So if you map everything out, then move forward with working with somebody. And then this way, everybody knows where they stand. So that's not, we didn't do that. And once we started doing that, it became an issue for people. So, and like Monique said, now that we're independent, we don't have to worry about questioning. You know,
I mean, we still have some pushback though.
Yeah.
Some people that are trying to help us with promotion and marketing, and they don't want to really hear. There's a lot of scammers now online. So they claim to help you with promotion. They claim to be marketing your music, and then they're, sending you screenshots with numbers, and you don't even know where the screen, where is this information coming
from? Fake radio stations.
Fake radio stations. The UK with the number 12. What does that mean, though? So the whole country's played our song 12 times, and we need more information. So, like Tiffanie said, asking the right questions, but also having a lawyer that you trust look over your paperwork, because you may think you're a layperson, so you don't know all the legal terms, right? So you need someone to break it down for you even further. And I think that's really important, that you trust your team to give you the right information.
Every time we start to ask questions, they leave. The scammers, right?
Yeah. As soon as you ask, they're gone.
Be leery of scammers. Be leery. Very leery of. Be careful, because if anybody comes to you and tell you that they have a deal for you and you just have to pay them $250 for this paperwork and this, that, and the other, be very leery, because nobody that's going to give you a record deal is going to ask you for money. Nobody.
Right.
No record company is going to ask you for money. Let's just start there. Nobody that wants to work for you or work with you is going to ask you for money.
Right.
So the scammers are
there's
crazy.
So many scammers. There's so many.
So bad.
Even as content, even in content creation, it's the same scam. Yeah. It's the same model. So it's nothing new under the sun, but you just got to be so leery about all of it.
But when
And
they're
Leave Me Alone is
young,
for
you
the
know,
scammers
everybody
too.
thinks, yeah, but
Leave me
everybody
alone for
thinks,
the
oh my
scammers.
God, yeah.
It reminds me of the Nigerian prince who would say that his fortune is stuck in a bank account.
That's
He just
right.
needs you to give him
Send me
2,000.
400 or 2,000 and I'll send you a million. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's always that. It's always that. That is
Don't
so
be
Okay,
true.
that's
surprised
good of the
though. Don't be
celebrity.
surprised, Namdi, if that song
Yeah.
comes soon. Something talking really getting into that whole thing about scammers.
Ah.
Yeah, because
Maybe we'll have. Maybe we'll have.
we have names and everything. Like we really do have some people. We even thought about like, should we blast these people so that other people
I
don't
think we should.
make the same mistake? Because
I think we
some of them
should.
really kind of had us for a minute because they are so good at what they do. I mean,
I
like
think we
they
should put their
really
name
are
out
good.
there.
They're really good at what
Yeah.
they do. So, and we don't want anybody else to experience some of the things that we've
Right.
experienced. I mean, we know better now, but we're honest. We've definitely been fooled.
Well, is it just to help promote your music? You're
Yeah.
talking, not signing contract,
No,
but
just promotion.
promising to promote it.
Online, like terrestrial radio. Getting us more views, getting us.
Setting up meetings with
Marketing, promotion.
Ridiculous. They go so far as to create fake profiles on social media to pretend that they're really doing this thing for other artists, but there's never artists on their page. They have 5 followers. It's a mess. It's a mess, but it's a very
So
popular
what have
scam.
you guys resorted? What have you guys resorted to in doing in order to say, let it grow either organically or go in the right direction? What advice then to avoid the scams would you give to upcoming artists?
It's
you
so hard.
have to verify who the person is. I mean, so
That everybody
the downside is that 2 of the scammers that we had were actually
were
referrals straight
referred.
from
Yeah,
someone we
yeah,
knew. So we thought,
yeah.
and then to come to find out, they really didn't know them. So we were like, wait a minute, we thought that
Yeah.
you knew this person. Like, so we went with them. So
Right.
you really have to do
Unbelievable.
your homework and find out if this person is real. Ask them to FaceTime you. Ask them that for a address, a legitimate address, somewhere you can send something. Like you really have to confirm that is a real person. I mean, they've gone
Right.
so
Zoom.
far to make up emails. Like it'll have a name at Universal. .com, you know what I mean? Like they'll
Hmm.
Ask for
make a
their
fake
LinkedIn
email as if they
profile.
work at a label, and then I'm like, wait a
Right.
minute. I'll go online. I'm like, but wait, Universal's email. All of the people that email is universal.com, but this is Universal NYC.
.co.
Like it's totally different. And I'm like,
Right.
so
Right.
you have to really be careful. You have to do your
Yeah.
research. Yeah,
They fake it well. They really
Yeah.
they
do.
do.
You
Or
also
when
want
you
to be
ask them for
No,
leery.
things, when you ask them for things, they ghost you. There's been those
Yeah,
people.
because they know they can't prove the receipt. They can't show you the receipt
Let's get on a Zoom
for
call.
sure.
Crickets.
Or we'll say, can we talk to you tomorrow at
Okay.
11? Well, my pastor needs me to come over here and do this and do that. There's always an excuse why they can't do it. That's a big red
Mhm.
flag. Very big red flag.
But it's okay because we're
What's
not gonna ever let that happen to us again.
Never. Oh,
Ever.
there we go. Light.
okay? And so they have to leave you alone.
They have
Okay.
to leave us
But how are
alone.
you doing it legitimately? How are you doing it legitimately now? So for people to learn from what you're doing now to try and get the music out there.
It just puts it back in our court. Like we have to now, the ball's in our court to just move it in the direction that we want, and it's gonna take a lot more time. It's gonna move a little slower, but we would prefer things moving a little slower. But at least we
Organic.
know
Hmm.
it's organic and legitimate,
Yeah.
and nobody's
Yeah.
scamming us. So that's the thing. It's gonna take a lot more time, and it's
Right.
than it would because this is when we wanted things to move a little faster, right?
Right.
So that's
Right.
when we were like,
Okay.
okay, maybe we should look into this. Maybe we should listen to what they're saying. Maybe we should try
Right.
it. So now it's like, you know what? To be on the safe side, we will just do it ourselves and let it be organic, and it will
Hmm.
eventually do what it does and what we want it to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So just as we wrap things up now, what is the we got Summer Nights that came out last summer.
It's coming back out
Um,
this summer.
um, is coming back out. Leave Me
Yeah.
Alone is the new single. The video should be out
The
this week or
31st.
next
Yep, the
week.
31st.
On YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then what do you plan to do next this summer?
Well, we're gonna put the
We have
mixtape
some
out. We'll start
mixtape
releasing
and then some
some of those
shows.
songs to the DJs and
Hmm.
the clubs, just to get some teasers out there and to give you a different flavor of shades. And
Hmm.
we have another song that may come out maybe like early summer, June. So we have a few songs. We're just gonna keep putting music out there. And at some point, hopefully, the right people will see it, and then we can really start coming over there to
Yeah.
tour, and do the things that we want to do as far as like reaching that different audience. So
Hmm.
Okay. And when it comes to you know your promotional side,
Hmm.
I know Danielle, you were talking about Unplugged. Do you think you guys might do a sort of like an unplugged set of the three of you performing with a little
That would
live
be
band
amazing.
and
yeah, we
recording
are.
that and just
We'd love to do
Yes.
that.
We
Yeah,
would
we
love
talked
that.
about that
Yeah.
already. We were thinking like the end of May, early June to try to do it.
Hmm.
So we were gonna do it in New York and then in the Boston area as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll keep you
oh,
posted on that.
what
But
is that?
that's
Doing little tours or actually just
no, just like
getting a
a
Little
small
listening,
venue to
spots,
record?
like
yeah,
a
Yeah.
listening session.
Like a
listening
listening
session.
session, EP,
Hmm.
listening. Yeah.
All of the new music, some of
Okay.
the old music, but then some of the new music, like an
Hmm.
intimate, small venue.
Do
Hmm.
you remember this guy, Mookie?
Of course, we know Mookie.
Mookie!
Of
We
course,
love
how can
you,
we not?
Mookie.
We love
God,
you, Mookie.
every time I think of you, that's Mookie.
Every time I think of you,
I never thought that I would ever get over
forget
you.
over you. You don't know
Yes.
what you do to
Let me
me
tell you
every
something.
time I think of
Let me
you.
say, he doesn't have to leave us alone because he has supported us from day one, and
Day
Day
he's
one.
one.
always supporting us. And we
Day
appreciate
one.
Mookie.
him, and we love him for that. Like he always shows us love and supports
Mookie,
us.
Mookie
Yes,
is Mookie is the real deal. I mean, he's
yes,
like a huge supporter.
yes.
I wrote a book and he bought my book as a support system. Like he's just a sweetheart, and we love
Oh
you
my
so
God,
much.
I
I
love him.
know, I love him.
Yes, yes.
Thank
Mookie
you,
has become
Mookie,
a
for your love.
best-selling author.
So Mookie, we don't have. He doesn't have to leave us alone. Like we
He
just
never has
love
to leave
him.
us alone.
He
Mookie,
is a best-selling
he
author.
is. He's a great author. Mookie's a great author.
Oh goodness!
Aw.
I mean, it must have been. I mean, I know he was with the Untouchables camp, and there was some. I guess in that whole Motown experience, you did meet some real ones,
Oh
some
yeah,
ones
day
that
He
one.
was
Absolutely,
were.
yes,
one. He was the one.
yes,
He was a real
Yeah,
yes.
one.
yeah. He believed in us, and he never had to gas us up about anything. It was all organic and just all
Hmm.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sweet.
Okay. So, oh goodness. So, okay. So, yeah, as I said, I'm waiting for the video. In fact, you know what? I thought the video was already out, and I went on to your YouTube channel, um, I subscribed,
Uh-huh.
and I said, okay,
Thank
here's a new
you.
video
Thank
from
you.
from Shades, and it was
It was a
like, wait a minute,
snippet.
it's just 20 seconds. So I was like,
I
what?
It was a
know.
little
So unfortunately, it's
teaser.
still out there.
It was a tease.
So that's
Yeah, we just wanted to let the song get a little buzz and let
Yeah.
people get excited
Yeah.
about it because we didn't want to put the video up and nobody's looking at it. So we just said let's just
Yeah.
give it a little bit of run first.
That way
Yeah.
all 8 of our
I
biggest
think.
fans can watch it at the same time.
Mhm.
But I think it's important to recognize the generationally, there is a generation of us who pretty much listen to music on YouTube. So I listen to mine on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't do Spotify
Okay.
or the other stream services. So there's a generation of us that just like, okay, it's on YouTube.
Right.
I watch the video,
Right,
Yeah.
right,
okay,
right.
and I can listen to the playlist. So that's where, I think that there's some that stream. So I guess it's understanding your audience,
Yeah.
generation
Right.
and audience and stuff
Yeah.
like
Right.
that. So I know that the song is streaming on YouTube without the video and
Right.
stuff. But see, please check them out. Sorry, the choppy post figures are too big for my iPad. That was just Philip. He says, "See this info, please check them out." Philip was just trying to get you for people to follow you and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to put the tab for your. It's Shade of Reunion.
Yeah.
Let me see what it is. It is Shades Reunion. That is your YouTube channel. For people to be able to
check us out.
Subscribe to your
channel.
Thank
you.
And be able to it is there right now. So it's Shade Reunion, and then from there they can also check out you guys on Instagram.
Yes.
Are you on Facebook as well?
Yes.
Or is it mainly Instagram?
It's both, all three.
It's both. Yeah,
and
TikTok too.
Okay. And TikTok. Okay. And no one's on X anymore.
No,
right?
no.
Okay. So we may see an EP at the end before the end of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
May see an EP now. Will people get vinyls as well with our order?
Hopefully.
French fries and a Big Mac.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
With the Big Mac. You heard?
Yeah. But vinyls. But no, it's definitely great. As I said, doing new music is something that people are going to appreciate. I do like Leave Me Alone.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
I do like the production. So it was definitely a nice production, and then but also the message. I thought it was about a breakup. I didn't realize
it could be.
It was about those scammers who tried to take.
It's the haters, it's the scammers, the haters, the aggravators.
Yeah,
all of them. Everybody, all of it. Or your exes that are trying to come back. For like no reason. Leave them alone. You already had your chance. It could go anyway, honestly. It could go either way.
It would be great if, hopefully you guys get to do, one of these. Like I know Miss Jones is doing these kind of shows where she's doing reunion shows and stuff. So, are you guys managing yourselves, or do you have a manager that's going around trying?
We're managing ourselves. It's a one-stop shop right here. Yeah, but we're talking.
Feels like a lot.
We're talking to people about doing some shows. So I mean, it's all kind of conversation right now. Nothing's locked in, but we're having conversations about it. So stay tuned.
I mean, but let's put it out there. We're not opposed to finding management. We just haven't found management yet. Because at some point we do know it's a lot. It's a lot on us.
It is a lot.
So if someone is coming to the table and we feel that they could actually enhance what we're doing, we're definitely open to it. So if anybody, wants to hit us up and, further discuss it, we're definitely open. But right now, no one's come to the table with anything that we can't do, for ourselves. So we're pretty much doing it ourselves. But we are open to a manager. Yeah.
Yeah. No, as I said, for somebody who's been doing this by myself for 5 years, and those scammers come around and say, "Yeah, we can get to have 200,000 views," and I'm like, "Okay, it takes away the joy of just having conversations, and there's no pressure." I had the same energy when 3 or 4 people were watching me back in 2020 that I have now, and anything that takes it that tries to be complicated. It's just not it. So I think there is a difference when you love something and you put it out there, and if people like it, then it's great. If they don't, that's fine. But I'll still do what I'm doing, I'm definitely sure that you guys love your singing, love your writing, love your harmonizing, and you do it regardless if it blows up on TikTok or not, but you'll still be singing and enjoying.
That's right.
Yeah, we sure will.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, I wait with bated breath for the new video because the post I have, people will follow
Oh,
you.
great.
We'll get this
Yes.
out,
That's
and I
awesome.
appreciate
The
the fact that you guys
31st.
took your time out.
Thank you,
And
Namdi.
thank
The
you. And hopefully
31st.
now we'll get to see you soon. We'll let you know
Yes,
to
would
meet
love
you
Yes.
to
over
see
there.
you.
Yeah.
In the
Yes,
flesh,
yeah, definitely. If
Namdi.
you can come in the flesh, definitely. I'll be telling those haters to leave me alone.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I'm dancing with
Just point to
Shay.
your shirt. We got to get you a
Yes.
shirt. You just point to your shirt.
They should leave me the
Just
hell
leave me the hell
alone.
alone.
Yes.
For the next 4 years,
Amen.
leave me alone. That's
Yeah.
right.
Leave me the hell alone. No,
Yep.
much success.
Thank
So we
you.
will
Thank
keep in
you.
touch once the video's out and stuff.
Let us know what
But
you
anyway,
think.
thank you guys,
Thank
and
you,
thanks.
Namdi. We love
All right,
Thank
Namdi. A
you.
you.
pleasure always.
This was
Bye,
awesome.
guys.
Oh,
Appreciate
definitely.
Thank you for watching,
it.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
So, me.
All right. See ya. Thank you.
Okay, see
All
you,
right. Bye.
Tiffany. Bye.
I have to put my glasses on so I know how to get out of here.
Oh, good
All
to see
right.
you. It's
I
fine.
got it. All right. See you
Bye.
later.
See you. Sorry, yeah. Okay, guys. Want to thank you guys for watching. Want to thank you for thank the beautiful ladies of Shade for stopping by, talking about their new EP that's coming out. They've got a lovely song, "Leave Me Alone." The video doesn't come out until the 31st. However, you can stream it on all streaming services, or even on their YouTube channel. The video of it, and but for till next time, I think I'm on Thursday with Stevie when we're reviewing John B's new album, and Miss J will come in, and then next week I think we're doing Tevin Campbell. So thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone that came in, and definitely see you later.